So when does our brother Pimp C come into play? When do you meet our brother and start to form that musical bond that ends up creating what we know as UGK?
So Pimp was already making music before me, right? So Pimp was already a producer making beats. He was already an MC, writing rhymes, and he was already in a group.
He's
So
playing
him and a good friend of mine.
and all of that too. And from what I understand, Pimp plays instruments.
Like he played the keyboard, right?
Try to play the horn or some shit.
Like the piano. Yeah, I think I can't remember what horn. It's not the saxophone. It's another woodwind though, but never like on our music, right? Like on some band shit, high school band shit. But never and even like the keyboards, yes.
Right.
He would play on our music. And so we had a mutual friend. We weren't necessarily friends, but everybody knew him because his mother, worked at the school. Both his parents worked at schools, right? So his mother was the librarian at the black high school, right? And his stepfather was the choir director at the black middle school. So everybody kind of knew who he was based off his family. And again, we're in a very, very small town, right? Like pretty much all the black people in this town, let's say 80% of the black people in this town all go to these particular, like mainly segregated schools. And then there's other people who live on the other side of town that may attend the integrated schools. You know what I'm saying? But his parents were at both of the black schools, so to speak, right? On the black side of town, as you would say. Gotcha. Like that's where I come from. We live on the black. We grew up on the black. On the black side. Like facts too. Like facts. Like the railroad tracks is 2 blocks from the school.
Yeah, that be the real shit. The other side of the tracks.
Hell yeah.
And so we had a mutual friend, and we eventually became friends. We didn't really like each other. We didn't know each other, right? So we both kind of had ideas of who the other dude was, and then once we actually got together and got to know each other, we bonded instantly. You know what I'm saying? We all ended up in this very big crew of MCs and producers. And of course, this is like 89, 90. So of course there's dancers as well. We got Scoop and Scrap lover imitators in the back with the flat top getting busy. You know what I'm saying? And eventually everybody prioritized other things over music except for myself and Pimp. So we kind of looked up one day and went from like a crew of, 15, 16 dudes to like 3 dudes. And we were like, yo, I want to make music. You want to make music? Yeah, well, fuck it. Let's try to make this music, And so we went for it. 2 MCs and a DJ, me, Pimp, and my OG DJ Bird. And we started going in the studio. We brought our demo tape to this record store that was in a flea market in Houston. This guy liked it. He wanted to put us out, so he signed us. We started going in the studio, recording music, and put our first project out in like February of '92. So 50,000 copies independent.
What was the name of your crew? Right away was the UGK?
Yeah. Well, in the earliest instance, we were four guys. So it was originally 4BM. Okay. And then when everybody kind of went to do their own thing, it was just 2 of us. So 4BM didn't make any sense anymore. So Pimp and the guy that he was in the group with before I came around were already in a version of UGK, right? Like that was the name that they were using. So we just went back and got that name. Because on one of the demos that was actually written on a cassette tape, and the owner dude was like, I like that name, that's dope, Because 2BM didn't have the same, what stand for, UGK or 4BM?
What does UGK stand for?
Underground Kings.
I just want to make sure. Hey, I'm not ashamed. I want to know and make sure.
Like,
also,
I take no offense.
There's no dumb question. I want to ask, where'd you name yourself Bun B? Where'd you get that from?
I didn't name myself Bun B. A good friend of mine named me Bun B. My brother Sharan Thomas named me Bun B. So my family nickname is Bunny, right? Okay. And so. But that wasn't going to translate in hip hop very well, being like MC Bunny, right? And so, this is the era of the initial MC. When I say initial MC, it's like Barry B, Davey D, right? Like MCs having that initial in their name. So I became Bun B. It was like, we can't call you Bunny
Bunny
B.
B.
He shortened it.
Bunny B.
Yeah. So he shortened it to Bun B, and it's very random, right? It was very unique though. It's very unique.
Yeah, I was like,
You ain't never have
everybody.
You ain't never have a ski name, a bun ski. You ain't never go through a ski phase.
Hey,
No.
Down to New York.
It was initially at first we did Bun B Ice.
Love
right?
Bun B Ice.
So because there was a lot of that too, like 3 names in hip hop, like the Cool Rock Ski and all that kind of shit, right?
Bun Ski. Hey, give it up for Bun Ski.
Wait, Bun B Ice? You said Bun B Ice was one?
Yeah, Bun B Ice, and it was short. That lasted for about 2 rhymes. And it was like, this ain't gonna work. This long ass name ain't gonna work, so we took the ice out. But it's funny because there's a moment on the second album on the song we have called "It's Supposed to Bubble," and Pimp makes fun of it. So Pimp is like, "Shout out to Bun B, you still ice to me, fool." And it's like it's like an inside joke, and I still laugh when I hear that.
Well, at least you knew. A bad MC name could have cost you a battle. So
I still think I got one of the worst rap names though. Like it's some dope.
Nah.
Like when I saw Busta Rhymes, I'm like, that's the greatest rap name ever.
Why did I think that?
Like, why didn't I think exactly? Like, what was I thinking? I could have been Busta Rhymes, but
listen now,
right.
Bun B, classic. Like Bun B, it's like you can't even think of anything else now. Like when you hear it, it's just Bun B. Like,
yeah, it doesn't. And it's like
I couldn't
because a lot of names have these hidden meanings. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But there's no backstory. It just is what it is, kind of thing.
That's what's up.
At least you're one name famous. Like somebody could just say Bun and everybody just knows immediately who you were referring to.
Which is crazy, right? Which is crazy. And I'm usually called Bun more than Bun B.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? But in Houston, it's just Unc or OG.
What's up? What's up?
Like I love my relationship with my area because people see me and they may be fans of the music and look up to the music, but they don't have to approach me as like carefully, whatever, right? Like maybe they don't want to bother me or whatever, but it's like when people see me, they're not like, oh my God, that's Bun B. It's like, oh shit, Bun B, what's up, man? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, shit, chilling. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to give me some flaming hot chips.
Word.